For the final section, we will discuss health-related financial risk and investment risk. Health-related financial risk is one of the most underestimated financial risks. Medical emergencies can occur unexpectedly and often involve substantial expenses. Hospitalization, surgeries, medications, and long-term treatments can place a significant burden on personal finances. For example, a serious illness may require expensive medical care and may also prevent an individual from working for an extended period. This creates both increased expenses and reduced income. One of the most effective ways to manage health-related financial risk is through health insurance. Health insurance helps cover medical expenses and reduces financial pressure during emergencies. In addition, maintaining a healthy lifestyle can lower the likelihood of serious health problems. Regular exercise, balanced nutrition, sufficient sleep, and preventive health care are valuable investments in long-term well-being. Now let's discuss investment risk. Investment risk refers to the possibility that investments may lose value or generate lower returns than expected. Many people invest to build wealth and achieve financial goals. However, all investments involve some level of uncertainty. Financial markets are influenced by economic conditions, political events, interest rates, and global developments. As a result, investment values may rise or fall over time. One important principle for managing investment risk is diversification. Diversification means spreading investments across multiple asset classes rather than concentrating all resources in a single investment. For example, an investor may allocate funds among stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and savings accounts. This strategy reduces overall risk because losses in one area may be offset by gains in another. Investors should also conduct research, understand investment products, and avoid making emotional decisions based on market fluctuations. Before concluding, let's look at a simple example. Imagine a young professional named Sarah. Sarah earns a good salary but spends most of her income on entertainment and shopping. She has no emergency fund, no insurance, and no investments. One day, she experiences a medical emergency and is unable to work for several weeks. Because she has not prepared financially, she must rely on loans and credit cards to cover her expenses. As a result, her financial situation becomes more difficult. Now imagine that Sarah had an emergency fund, health insurance, and a diversified investment portfolio. In this case, the financial impact of the emergency would be much smaller. This example highlights the importance of financial preparation and risk management. In conclusion, personal financial risk management is essential for achieving financial stability and long-term success. The most common financial risks include income loss, excessive debt, inflation, health-related expenses, and investment losses. Although these risks cannot be completely eliminated, they can be managed effectively through proper planning, budgeting, saving, insurance, and investing. Remember that financial security is not only about how much money you earn. It is also about how well you prepare for unexpected challenges and manage financial risks wisely. Thank you for your attention. Have a great day, and I hope this presentation has provided valuable insights into personal financial risk management. Now let's move on to the second major financial risk, excessive debt risk. Debt itself is not always a bad thing. Many people use loans to finance education, purchase homes, or start businesses. When used responsibly, debt can support personal and financial growth. However, debt becomes risky when borrowing exceeds repayment capacity. Today, access to credit has become easier through credit cards, personal loans, online lending platforms, and buy now pay later services. Although these options provide convenience, they can also encourage overspending. For example, some individuals use credit cards to purchase luxury items, gadgets, or vacations without considering their ability to repay the balance. Over time, interest charges accumulate and debt becomes increasingly difficult to manage. As debt grows, a larger portion of income is allocated to repayments, reducing financial flexibility and increasing financial stress. To manage debt risk, individuals should create a monthly budget and carefully monitor their spending habits. It is important to prioritize needs over wants and avoid unnecessary borrowing. Financial discipline plays a crucial role in preventing excessive debt. Now let's discuss another important financial risk, inflation risk. Inflation refers to the gradual increase in prices over time. As prices rise, the purchasing power of money declines. In simple terms, the same amount of money buys fewer goods and services in the future. For example, the cost of food, transportation, education, and healthcare often increases over time. If income growth does not keep pace with inflation, living standards may decline. Inflation affects everyone regardless of income level. One effective way to manage inflation risk is through investing. Investments provide opportunities for money to grow faster than inflation. Common investment options include stocks, bonds, mutual funds, real estate, and precious metals such as gold. However, investors should understand that higher returns often come with higher risks. Choosing investments that align with personal goals and risk tolerance is essential. Long-term investing can help preserve purchasing power and support financial growth. In summary, excessive debt and inflation are two common financial risks that can significantly affect financial stability. Responsible borrowing, budgeting, and investing are effective strategies for managing these risks. Financial risk management is an important aspect of our daily lives because financial challenges can happen to anyone at any time. Whether we are students, employees, entrepreneurs, or professionals, we all face financial risks that can affect our financial stability and future goals. Personal financial risk refers to the possibility of experiencing financial loss due to unexpected events or circumstances. These risks may arise from job loss, excessive debt, inflation, health emergencies, or poor investment decisions. The purpose of financial risk management is not to eliminate all risks, because that is impossible. Instead, it helps us prepare for uncertainty and minimize potential financial losses. Financial risk management is important because it helps individuals achieve financial security and maintain a stable standard of living. It also supports long-term goals such as buying a house, funding education, starting a business, or preparing for retirement. Now, let's discuss the first major type of personal financial risk: income loss risk. Income is the foundation of personal finance. Most people depend on their salaries, wages, or business income to meet their daily needs. However, income is not always guaranteed. A person may lose their job because of company downsizing, economic recession, technological changes, or organizational restructuring. Business owners may experience declining sales or unexpected business disruptions. For example, imagine an employee who depends entirely on a monthly salary. If that employee suddenly loses their job, paying rent, utility bills, transportation costs, and daily living expenses can become extremely difficult. This situation demonstrates how vulnerable individuals can be when they rely on a single source of income. One of the best ways to manage income loss risk is by creating an emergency fund. An emergency fund is money specifically saved to cover unexpected expenses or temporary income loss. Financial experts often recommend saving enough money to cover 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Having an emergency fund provides financial protection and reduces stress during difficult times. Another strategy is continuous skill development. By improving professional skills and qualifications, individuals can increase their employability and adapt more easily to changes in the job market. Additionally, having multiple sources of income can reduce dependence on a single income stream. Examples include freelancing, part-time work, online businesses, or investment income. To conclude this section, income loss risk is one of the most serious financial risks because it directly affects a person's ability to meet daily needs. Building an emergency fund, improving skills, and diversifying income sources are effective ways to manage this risk.